Yeah, so hello everyone, welcome to today's video. This is Shan Magaraj. We are continuing our journey on organizational project management. Today we're going to talk about knowledge management in the context of OPM. Knowledge management is one of the core elements in the OPM. Let's start, let's get into the video. What is knowledge management in the context of OPM is organizations deliberate focused attention to generate, collect, organize, analyze, and disseminate its knowledge in terms of documentation, resources, and people skills. So the point to be noted down is it's very deliberate and focused attention to create, organize, and analyze and communicate this knowledge in terms of resources, documentation, people skills. As simple as that. And knowledge management for OPM is essentially focuses on organizational objectives. Organization objectives, the main objective include organizational learning on a continuous basis that include addition of relevant knowledge to the relevant people and relevant competency, acquiring knowledge from the situations and their outcome. So building up the tacit knowledge as well. Additional objectives include improved performance of people, systems, processes, and tools, advancement and innovation. It's about solicitation, incubation, prioritization, and project execution of ideas that will help to attain the business outcomes and business values. Sharing the results learned across the organization. So organization might have different verticals, different domains, different horizontals, right? So learning from one project, should be navigated across the verticals and across the horizontals. So that is one of the core objectives of OPM and integration with your overall organization knowledge management. So OPM knowledge management, should be aligned with our overall organization's knowledge management, ideology and organizational continuous improvement. Now then, let's look at knowledge management lifecycle. So essentially, if you look at, there are 6 stages PMI talks about is creating a knowledge, like creating a training materials, content, and storing it in a SharePoint or in a configuration management tool, which is accessible to the right people at appropriate time. Storing as well as sharing, right? So appropriate people should be able to access those materials in appropriate time so that it helps the organization in terms of customer success as well as for strategic objective success. And using that application of it, ensuring that team is using that, applying it, checking that in its way it's been applied in a particular account or a particular horizontal or something, and updating that documentation, resources, and learning, and it goes back to sharing again. The feedback goes there. The main aspects of knowledge management life cycle is the documentation, right? So creating and storing, right? Very important. Whatever the training materials or videos, what we're talking about, required standards, guidelines, all those need to be built in. And the resources, right? The person in need to training, appropriate access mechanism, communication mechanism, all those things are resources, and individual learning, right? Finally, so all these documentation resources being utilized, so individual has to learn and how to apply that in their own practices while they execute the portfolio program and project management. How, what are the parameters or attributes of best in class learning environment? There are 6 points suggested here. If you want to have a best-in-class learning environment in our organization, you need to build all these 6 pointers, creating a demand for information and knowledge, easy access and navigation of information sought, well-written procedures, training videos, tools, etc., opportunities and environments to practice, opportunities to collaborate in a dedicated community along with subject matter expert, and organization support for application of the knowledge. So these are the 6 ways you can bring out best-in-class learning environment. Finally, about how do I measure that impact of knowledge management? The measure should focus on business results. Measure should support OPM strategy, alignment of KPIs of knowledge management to be supporting the OPM strategy, and measuring the current state performance, and based on the target state, determining the journey and pace at which organization embracing the learnings is a valid metric, which will reflect the organizational maturity. Right. So these are the main aspects in measuring in knowledge management things. We should focus on business results. We should align an outcome strategy. We should measure the current state, and we should determine the pace and journey at which organization embracing that. Right. So with that, we have come to the conclusion of today's video. Hope you got a fair idea about knowledge management in the context of OPM. Knowledge management is one of the core elements of OPM. What are the objectives of knowledge management? What are its, how do I create knowledge management platform in an organization? How it is a knowledge management cycle, life cycle, right? And we also talked about how to measure it, right? And how do I align it to an organization strategy, right? So I will see you with more videos of other core elements of OPM in next few days. Hope you like this video. Looking forward to listen from your comments and improvement ideas on my content and delivery. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye bye.